The Federal Executive Council approved, as part of this budget, the 8-point, I will say, agenda for the budget. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, nothing about power. Yet, in the same place, they are talking about employment. How are you going to employ anybody without power? How will the people who are welders, vulcanizers, and everybody do any work without power? So, and then in the main budget itself, I took time to go and look through the budget, and we are seeing that what was put for power was just about 3% of the total budget. Well, how will 3% of the total budget deal with an issue that is fundamental to the economy? Because if you don't have power, you do nothing. Every other thing that we are talking about, how would that work? So I think that this budget, I pray that we look around at it again as a Senate and see how we reorganize the priorities in the budget. Otherwise, what we will see is garbage in, garbage out.
The minority leader.
I wrote on the register that I want to speak today, not yesterday. I only commented on child abuse and women abuse yesterday. If that is an offense to the acting leader, thank God you are acting. Mr. President, let me lend my voice and commend you for getting us to sit today, being Friday. I think this is to respond to Mr. President's request that we do everything we can to maintain the budget cycle. And you have provided leadership for us to sit. And that for me is an indication that we are ready to make all the sacrifices we need to make to ensure that the National Assembly is not found wanting in terms of the critical idea of when does this budget take effect. There is no need to recycle the arguments already made about the key objectives. They are laudable, they are clear, they are doable. But I want us to be careful in commenting on some of the issues that we had already discussed, namely exchange rate. Those were discussed about 2 weeks before. And I'm not sure it's going to be helpful for us to revisit it. Have you already passed a decision on it? But the additional point I want to raise is that exchange rate is not a matter for parliaments to debate. It should not be a political issue. It is a matter that should be driven by competent, well-skilled, well-thought-out macroeconomic policy. It is those policies in effect that will determine whether the Naira dashes up or it dashes down. I believe, as the President said yesterday, we are supposed to do everything bold, take tough decisions on the economy, block leakages, ensure that Nigerian people get value for money, and we sensibly focus on job creation, which simply means producing more at home rather than importing more from abroad. If those policies are achieved, they would actually have positive impact on exchange rate. We have to be careful. We can't endorse the activities of those who are operating outside the system as being the key drivers or those who determine what our exchange rate should be. That is why those of people who claim that they are buying Naira at 1,100, I'm like, we as senators, we shouldn't be seen to be patronizing a market that is unknown to law. Therefore, I think the 750 is okay. If I have my way, it should be 500. Because the indicator should be that as a nation, we do not accept that the Naira continue to suffer endless flogging. It makes macroeconomic objective, in my view, to target the idea of bringing down the exchange rate and achieve stability at the rate of 750 or even below. Lastly, in order to keep to time, sir, I hope that those resolutions we pass in this house that we directed to Parliament, this is the occasion to visit them, with particular reference to the Bini, Auchi, Okene, Lokoja Road. That job has passed through almost 4 presidents. And as we speak, Mr. President, I can't go to my village from Benin. Senator Monde cannot go home. So I hope that the Appropriation Committee, when we see the details, that road is reflected during this dry season so that this government can have the credit of completing a road that has passed through several presidents. If we don't get that road done, the economy of the South is severely affected, particularly the construction sector, because all the solid minerals in Edo have to move through.
You have 10 seconds remaining.
It's a serious economic challenge for the people of Niger Delta and if you like, for the whole country. Because going from Lagos to Abuja, that is the road our trailers have to pass. That is the road that services 2 giant cement factories that are driving part of our economy and creating jobs for our people. So I want to plead, I'm happy the chairman of appropriation, you are listening, that regardless, since I haven't seen the details, that Auchi Benin Road is reflected in the budget, and with a view to completing it this year, 2024. I mean, this next year budget. Thank you, sir.